what they've done across the street. There's so much that we've done that has really kind of turned our city around. The paving of the roads, sidewalks, all the things that we as a commission see that are important for our citizens to have a better quality of life.
Absolutely. Now, your zone is what I call the heart of the city.
Yes,
kind
sir.
of the core of the city. So what do you see are some of the things, Commissioner, that in your zone, the core, the heart of the city, what are some of the ways that you feel like there can be some improvements made?
Improvements. Okay. Well, definitely a lot of the buildings that have been
Roll call, please.
Bob Rand,
Here.
Carol Killian, Chris Bowler,
Here.
Derek Harris. Here. Harry Lloyd.
Here.
Christos Mavronis, Ruth Traeger.
Here.
Twan Harrington, Brad Harris.
Evolution, Tracy Marino for Team
Okay. Nancy Kiefer.
Here.
Keith Norden. Lou Paris.
Here.
Very good. Can we have an approval of the minutes? Everybody should have received the minutes in your package.
Move to approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Reports. Lou, Volusia County Economic Development. How are you?
Good. Good morning, everyone. One big thing to report is that, was it Monday? Yeah, Monday, we had the grand opening of the Volusia Innovation Hub. So now we're up and running and very exciting. We have several new programs, and one that we're launching first is the Launchpad Volusia, which is really, I would say, the essence of the new version of this entity, where we are opening this program to a wider spectrum of businesses in the community. Basically anyone, whether you're an innovator without a business and want to find out what are the next steps, or a startup just really starting. And that first cohort will launch on the 26th of this month. I think we're close to full, and by that I mean we have about 21, 22 slots out of 25. And so we're excited about that. And the event was very well attended. I want to say, without having seen the numbers yet, it seemed a number between 130 or 150. Now, the important thing there is the composition of the group that attended. It really, I think it represented the entrepreneurial ecosystem in our town. And we had not only elected officials, but we have business service entities and startups and people just interested in being part of this. So it was a great experience.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Team Volusia. Keith, you look different today.
Yes. It's a haircut. Yeah, it's just I got my haircut last night. Yeah, Tracy Marino here for Team Volusia. Keith is out on PTO. So our recent outreach activity includes, in August, we went to ICSE, which is the International Council of Shopping Centers, that was held in Orlando. Frank Jones on our team handled that. We had a booth space. We do that annually, and we invite the county and the municipalities to attend with us, help platform them. We don't usually do retail directly. We do, more industrial and corporate. So we like to do that, though, to help get exposure. Then in September, just last week, myself and Frank Jones again, we attended for the first time, Team Volusia attended the America's Food and Beverage Show, which was held in Miami Beach at the convention center there. We wanted to look at food and beverage for more opportunities. Manufacturing is part of it, could be kitchen equipment. Obviously, it's also just food, different aspects of food. So there were a lot of folks there with their products, anything from fish to, just perishables, different fruits and vegetables, all of that. Ran the whole gamut, packaged goods through to, restaurant services. So it was an international show. There were probably, just thousands of folks attended. It was very well attended. We had a booth. We did invite municipalities in the county again if they want to come with us. We have to do a little deep dive on it. Frank and I, who went, we couldn't attend if we didn't get a booth because we're not in the industry, in the food and beverage industry, because it was a B2B conference. So it felt like we got a lot of nice, good leads. We had people come up to the table. We platformed a couple of different manufacturers in town, food, including Kermit's, key lime pie. We had some taffy and hard candy from them, which people loved, right? So that's a manufacturing success story for us. So they moved their operations to Volusia County, 20 years ago. So I'll talk with Frank. We'll talk with Keith, but it seemed solid. So it's definitely an area we'd like to get a few more representative folks here, and we'll see. We'll work on that more. This week, Frank is in Detroit. He's at the International Economic Development Council annual meeting. So he's there doing that. That's one of the FEDC for Florida, SEDC for Southern Economic, and then international. It's the different levels of getting consultants and economic development professionals together. The IEDC is the group that awarded us the AEDO, the Accredited Economic Development Organization award that we earned last year, which was a big deal for us. So that's my report. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Nancy Kiefer.
Good
Is this your
morning.
last report in this
No,
group?
you're stuck with me until December 18th.
Oh,
One more time, right?
I
Well,
will. It depends on what the meeting schedule works out to be, but yeah, you're stuck with me for a little bit longer.
so your replacement starts in October, though, doesn't she?
Yes, Kristen Weiss was hired as the new CEO for the Daytona Regional Chamber, somebody with a lot of chamber experience, same kind of credentials I have as a certified chamber executive, accredited chamber experience. She's from Houston, Texas, so we'll be relocating to the area. She'll start on October 6th, so I'll have 2 months to work with Kristen. I've known Kristen for more than 20 years, so you guys are going to love her. She's going to bring a lot of experience and energy, great ideas, and I'm very, very at peace with, how this is all working out. So I'll bring her to the next meeting and introduce her to you all, and hopefully you'll accept her in this seat as you accepted me many, many years ago.
Very good.
Yeah. A lot going on as usual at the chamber. I'll try to get them in somewhat a chronological order. This Friday, September 18th, our Business Impact Council is providing consultants for HR issues. This is a free service for business. And we've been doing a lot of this in our new building where we bring in somebody that's a professional that, a business might not be able to afford to go to at this point in time. HR issues are something that every business, regardless of size, has questions about. So we're working with SHRM, and they'll have consultants on site all day. Just come on in. It's not a reservation. It's first come first serve. So we'll be utilizing the building for that September 18th. I think it starts 9 and runs until mid-afternoon. On September 26th, we have our Brew and Build program. That's a new morning networking event, and we add a little twist to it. It's meant to be a quick networking event, but also you get 10 tips in 10 minutes. So there's an educational component to it, and we're very pleased that Lou Paris will be our 10-tip person talking about business resources, again, that are available for business. So a lot of opportunity for companies to learn, businesses to learn what's out there for them to help them be successful. If you're following the charter review process with the county, tonight is the community listening session right here in Daytona Beach. It'll be at the library at 5:30. They've had 6, I think this will be the 5th of 6 community listening sessions. Obviously, we believe it's very important to be involved in having input into the charter, since it's a process they think they go through it every 10 years or so. So, and there's great representation, business, residential representation on that particular committee. So we're following that, watching it, and again, they're doing outreach at this time. On October 9th, our Eggs and Issues program will be on the critical role of the trades in our community. Again, just a great program, working with Daytona State College and presenting that program, October 9th, Eggs and Issues. On October 28th, we'll be doing a candidate boot camp. This is something we do every year for those that might be interested in running or have already filed to run. Our job is to educate them on the process and understand what it means to be an elected official. Hopefully we catch them early on so that they know all the ins and outs of running a campaign, so there aren't any issues and they can really focus on the things that are important for our community and not get caught up in rules they may not be aware of. So that's October 28th. That's all day at the chamber, 9 to 4. And if you don't have it on your calendars, October 29th will be the Volusia County Legislative Delegation meeting in DeLand. Again, this is where our delegation comes and hears from multiple speakers all day long on what the priorities are going to be for the new year at a state level. The chamber will be presenting priorities after it goes to our board for approval and outreach to our membership on what's important to them. So a lot of activity going on. The business center at the chamber is very busy. Jeff will attest that building is a lot of people in and out. I think last year we did over 430 meetings in the new building. So it's really fulfilling the need we saw, our foundation board saw, in providing a service to the community. So we continue to work and make sure that that's available and well used, and we're excited about what it's meant to a lot of nonprofits and businesses in the area. And then I was going to mention the new CEO, but thank you, Bob, for teeing that up at the beginning. Again, my goal will be to introduce Kristen to y'all at one of the next 2 meetings and make sure that she gets an opportunity to serve in the role here. I don't know how official that needs to be since we're ex officio. I guess we just make that appointment, and I'm excited for y'all to get to know her.
Good. Nancy, one question. Is there anything in particular that the Charter Review Committee is looking at that's really going to have a substantial impact on the business community and the economic development side?
Yeah, I haven't dove into some of this. Right now it's at the beginning stages, so they're gathering the input, but we will definitely be doing a deeper dive into it after we hear what the community says is important. Okay. And obviously from a business perspective, we're going to be weighing in on what we think is important from that arena as well. Just another note for everybody tonight, Wednesday, City Commission, the impact fees is on its second reading. I believe they're presenting a phased-in approach, which is what the Chamber's position was regarding impact fees. So, they are at second reading. It's an important issue for the community, especially after the approval of linkage fees. So we've been, again, having a lot of conversations on, making sure we understand the need for an increase in impact fees since it hasn't been done in a while, but it just, to phase it in over time. We just don't want to signal that everybody that wants to do something new in here is being charged all these exorbitant fees to do that. We're very concerned that it has an impact on economic development. So the commission has been very open to the conversations and to listening, and the staff at the city has done a great job presenting a phased-in approach. So that'll be at tonight's meeting, second reading.
Okay. Thank you, Nancy. Jeff Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Jeff Brown, Economic and Strategic Opportunities Director. You had in your packet the TRT report. You've been getting them all summer long. So you're up to speed on those. These are the ones from August. There were 8 for last month. At the beginning of the summer, we kind of had a dip. And I think that was just because of a whole lot of uncertainty in the economy and what was going to happen. We're starting to see it progress back up in numbers. You also see then the CO report, which have also been copied over the summer as well. You'll notice that there was no multifamily COs issued last month, so there were no units. I did call the building official and asked him if this was accurate, if there was a glitch in the software, and he said, no, that's exactly what happened. So we did not bring any apartment complexes or any units on in August. So we'll see how that goes. We're not seeing as many as you've seen in the TRT reports the last couple of months for the apartments or multifamily dwellings. So we will see those as they come through. There's quite a bit in Oasis in the LPGA Williamson area that still have yet to be developed. So we will still see those get developed.
It's interesting that, over the summer we definitely saw a drop in activity, and that really echoes what we're seeing out, certainly in my industry, commercial real estate businesses. We're just kind of in a funk right now in this area, I think, and things are not moving real quick. So we're anxious to see some changes that may impact activity.
We are still at over $420,000 a unit based on that, dividing that 40 out. So that's still pretty good number, average cost per dwelling.
Yeah, single family, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, and you don't get much for $420,000 anymore. If you see some of the prices out there. Okay, any other comments or questions for Jeff? Okay, moving on. Old business, final review of small business incentive grant application and incentive grant policy. Jeff, do you want to lead us through that?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, if you remember back towards the end of last year, we went through the application. We actually changed our application from what it currently was and mirrored what the state of Florida has been using for their incentive grant programs. So we moved through with that one with the larger ones. It's not fair, I think, for some of these smaller companies that we could be dealing with to answer some of the real super technical questions that the state requires. And so we went through, if you remember, we sat down for a whole meeting and went through the whole application and modified and struck some stuff out and made it a little more easier for those for under 50 employees. So that's what you have in front of you. Today, the incentive grant program, no language was changed from the original edit that we did with the bigger application process. So that there was no changes in there, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention and let you see it. So if you do see anything, we can maybe modify it, come back to have a conversation with it next month if need be. But if you're okay with it, if I can just get consensus from the board, we'll move it to the city commission for approval for both the large application and the small application and the modified grant program guidelines.
Mr. Chairman, page 4 of the, I'll call it the Word version or city guidelines for economic development, there's just it's a typo that the bullet point under the top, I can just give this to you, Jeff.
Okay.
It's years 1 through 2, and then probably the next bullet's 75%.
Okay.
It kind of runs together. I didn't.
Yep.
And then on the actually application, the information on page 6 of 8, on competitive landscape, we ask, are you considering a location outside Daytona Beach in question A? And then in question C, are you looking at other locations? To me, that's the same question, right? Are you,
Yeah,
probably
and I
get-
thought we did. I'll get with IT. We'll take that out, make sure it gets changed.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then one thought that I had on this, and I go back and forth on whether it's a good idea or a terrible idea. It'd be interesting point of data on businesses that are applying on how many people actually live in our city. Like, so if you have a business, how many people actually live in the city versus, of their current employee base versus outside the
I
city.
think I can get that granular. I think I can get maybe to zip codes. I'll have to check our program that we use.
So your question
Well,
is
the business would have to provide that.
The makeup of
So if you have
employees?
100 employees,
Okay.
what percentage of your employee base actually lives in the city limits of Daytona Beach? I mean, I go back and forth, right? Because it could be a bad question. Well, we don't want to really invest in this person because a lot of their employees live in Port Orange or Ormond or Palm Coast or different things. But something to think about long term, it's just the nature of our community, right? We have a lot of cities in a small area,
Right.
and Daytona tends to be the business hub of that area. But, it be an interesting data point. But
this is community is unique in that respect that there are so many small communities together here. Other comments?
I just have a question. I kind of missed that. There's a short application and then there's a long application.
Yes.
So the short application kind of is like a preview, and if they get turned down right there, then they don't go to the bigger application? Is that how that works?
No.
No, okay.
So what we did is we used the 50 employee dividing line.
Oh,
So if
okay.
you have less than 50 employees, you would use
Use the shorter one.
this application.
Okay,
If you have 51 and above, you'll use the one that's modeled after
gotcha.
the state.
Okay,
And the primary thinking is one, they're a bigger organization, so they probably got more resources within that they can provide that information. And then two, if they're large enough, they're going to the state. And if they're going to the state to go through their economic incentive program, why should we as a city make you, the applicant, do a double duty of filling out our application when we could just accept the state? Because if the state accepts it,
Sure,
then we should probably fall in line.
okay, thank you.
But really, it's just for efficiency purposes
Yeah.
for the applicant.
Sure,
That's, if we're competing with Xavier County to host somebody, but they make you fill out a whole new application,
sure.
we don't, that may give us the leg up.
So how many do you have, I mean, typically, how many applications are you seeing?
Right now, we haven't been seeing a
None?
lot. No.
Yeah.
The last one we did was with Encompass Health.
Mm.
So that one we've done, it's in place, which is located up at Strickland Range Road and Williamson.
Right,
So that, it's a physical rehab hospital.
right, okay, thank you.
I've asked this before. The marketing of this program, is it tied in with Lou and Nancy and everybody that might have interaction with folks thinking about coming or growing their company?
So we will, once I get sign off from this board and I get to the city commission and get their approval, then we will go out and market it.
Okay.
Including everybody, because we market their stuff for them as well on our social media as well.
True. Okay, good.
Jeff, are you looking for a motion and an approval of this?
Yeah, or just a consensus is fine. If everybody says, yeah, we're good to go with it, then that'll be fine
Okay.
as well.
Yeah,
Would everybody be more comfortable with a motion to approve and?
I'll make the motion that we approve.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Very good. Any new business that anyone wants to bring to the table? Nancy?
I just have a question, Jeff. I don't know if you have the answer to it. I saw recently that there was an ordinance passed regarding vulgar language or merchandise in storefronts, and was just curious if you'd had negative feedback, pushback from the businesses, and what the status of that is.
So I'm not sure, but no, we've not heard anything in our office about anybody being opposed to it.
Yeah, and we haven't either. So just wanted to make you aware that they're not burning down our line saying, gosh, you're for business and you shouldn't, limit what we should be able to do in our windows, because sometimes that comes to chambers.
Free speech.
Yeah, especially when it comes to that. So I'm just to let you know that nobody's said a thing about it, and we support that ordinance and the efforts to clean that up.
Correct, and we do too.
Good. Very good.
Mr. Chairman? Couple things. One, as we were talking about fees and different things, obviously with the budget's going through, I think tonight is when they're looking at the overall budget. But I'm not sure if this board is at the right spot, but I think it would be great to understand at this board level how our business fees compared to other cities around, definitely within what I'll call the scope of the 9 cities right around us, but then some other bigger municipalities within the state, so that if you look at the budget, we talk about millage rate all the time. The city's budget is made up 65% of things that aren't taxed, right? The residential tax is a very small component of our income that we have come in, and a lot of it falls on business, sign things. I look at how many checks I sign, for that come to the city. So it'd be great to understand that, especially as impact fees and linkage fees and different fees. What we don't want to do is sit here in 3 years and go, wow, what happened, right?
Yeah.
Where did we miss the ball? We don't need to be the cheapest place to do business in town, but we need to be a competitive place to do business in town. So I think we can't vote on it, but I think it'd be good for us to understand what that looks like as a board. Next thing is Bike Week and Biketoberfest. We were looking at the summer guidelines last time we met in April. and going through that process, did that make any hay or make any progress on where we're
currently
going?
in park right now. There's some things that us, the chamber, the CBB have got to work through. In matter of fact, update our agreement and bring it all back to the commission at that time. So I know Nancy's been, I don't know if it's Nancy or somebody on her staff has been dealing with our legal to modify it, because I think it was 1990.
Oh, probably.
1997, I think, is when it was
my
done,
goodness.
and then there was an update in 2012, I think.
Yeah.
So it's time. Still working on it. Yes. So we still go by the same guidelines that were in place last year, essentially.
When would be the deadline for Bike Week? You know, to have if new guidelines are going to be implemented. What's
We're
our
probably
trigger
not going to be
date?
for Bike Week. We're probably going to make, if we can get back on track with it, it'll probably be
Biketoberfest, okay.
26.
And I think that's a probably a good message, you know, for the people that are applying, so that they don't, you know,
Correct.
yeah.
So to follow up on Chris, Jeff, can you kind of, your department put together a fee schedule? And I don't know how, because I would imagine fees vary by size of projects. So I don't know how the mechanics of that would work, but can you put something together that we can take a look at?
Yeah, I'll get with permits and licensing and figure out the best way to present that information. Got a feeling it's probably going to be a per square foot kind of situation for a lot of these fees. Or, you know, if you're less than X amount square footage, then it's going to be this one fee. Just in my past, that's how I've seen
Now,
it.
do you guys look at our fees in the city of Daytona Beach relative to the surrounding cities? Or is that, we just kind of operate independent of what everybody else is doing?
Oh, no, we're very cognizant of what's going on around us, but I don't know when the last time that has been done.
Right.
So I will have something for you.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it'd be wise that on a regular basis, the city should be looking at how we compare to the surrounding cities.
Correct.
Yeah, good. Very good, thank you.
Bob, can we add one other, I don't mean to add more work, and it may be already done, but I would also like to see a comparison to special event fees. Not just, you know, because we are a special events town, and, you know, we hear a lot about how much more difficult it is to do an event here, and all of the surrounding cities reap the benefits of it. So, I mean, if that would be something we could add a little sideline on, I think it would be very eye-opening.
Good idea.
Yeah,
Okay, we can do that.
very good. Public comment? Do we have any public comment? Anybody waiting out in the lobby? I don't think so.
John Nicholson here.
Yeah, he's not here today.
Dedicated public servant.
He is.
Yeah.
With that, our next scheduled meeting is
I thought you were going to go around the room, but I have some comments.
Sure.
Maybe it's public comments. At our last meeting, I know I missed the April meeting because I was out of town, but at the March meeting, I told everyone about our new Volusia Free Clinic, which is Volusia Volunteers in Medicine, that the city has supported for like 15 years and given us money. And back in March, we were just beginning to get some word. Since then, we have been given for free for 5 years a space on the corner of Fentress and Mason. The owner of the property there had an empty space that was there for 5 years, and it's 1,600 square feet. We now have 3 exam rooms, a walk-in room. I mean, we had a grand opening in July because another retiring physician from Port Orange actually gave us all of her equipment and furniture.
Wow.
So we have a fully stocked, brand new, permanent location where we're seeing patients for free. We have a long list of volunteer doctors and nurses. But now, as you can start doing the math a little bit, if we see more patients, we need more money. So basically, that's why I'm just trying to bring everybody up to date. Anyone who wants to give us donations, go to our website, click on donation. We're also looking for some of the larger companies to step up, because we'll be able to see so many more patients now who qualify. And we only see Volusia County residents, 19 to 65 years old, whatever it is. So all of those guidelines are on our website. But I just wanted everyone to know what a fantastic summer we had.
Good. Very
So,
good.
thank you.
Congratulations. Other comments before we move on? Next scheduled meeting is 8:30, October 15th. And then below that, there's a scheduled meetings for the rest of the year and into next year. Or actually, just for the rest of this year. With that, we'll adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Hope you feel better, Phil.